which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the Constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigeria Police Force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian Police Force.
No, my lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My lord, the matters counsel is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is
my
this
lord.
an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord. These cases are in court, my lord. I'm just reminding your lordship.
My lord, sorry, my lord, I think I'll...
Which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the Constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigeria Police Force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian Police Force.
No, my lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My lord, the matters counsel is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is
my lord.
this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord. These cases are in court, my lord. I'm just reminding your lordship.
My lord, sorry, my lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Good evening and welcome to the program Legally Speaking on Planet Radio 101.1 FM and Spectrum TV, free to air at Star Times. My next few messages are pouring into the governor of Akwa Ibom State, who has been confirmed as the winner of the 2023 governorship election. His Excellency Pastor Umobasi Eno. The Election Petition Tribunal today nullified, rejected the petition of Basi Albert, the major contender, to that office. And right now, it should be happy hour. I have with me in the studio to discuss more issues than that. Hannah Esen, to my far left. Hannah is a teacher and a public commentator. Hannah, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I have Etini Bass. Etini is a legal practitioner, also a law partner. Etini, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, at the end of the day, we'll be talking largely about the protests of the paramount rulers of Akwa Ibom State, who are protesting the amendment of the law that makes for the Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers. So that's where we'll stay on. But first, let's start the congratulations from here. Hannah, I'm sure you heard that the long-drawn fight between Obon Basi Abe, popularly known as Oba, and Umobasi Eno has come to, well, at least a stop at the Election Petition Tribunal. The court has confirmed that Umobasi Eno won the election and Abasi Abe has failed to prove his case.
When cases are taken to court, one party has to lose and another win. So, as it is at the moment, congratulations to our governor. But does it end there? There's room for further appeal, right?
No, there's room for further appeal to the Supreme Court. But all in all, congratulations to His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa State, on his victory.
Yeah, Basi Albert has an opening to go to the Court of Appeal to vent his grievances if he thinks going through, I'm sure his legal team will be going through the judgment to actually confer with him to advise on whether he needs to go for a further appeal or he needs to drop his tools and collaborate with the winner for the general well-being of the state. But as it is, I think I also want to congratulate the Election Petition Tribunal. They have done a good job. They sat night and day, and it's not very easy. One of the toughest adjudication today is Election Petition Tribunal. It puts so much pressure on you, so much stress on you. You have to work around the clock. Not just the lawyers, the judges too. So it's a very good relief that is over with now. Okay, so we look at the second item we have for the day: National Identity Management, right? NIMC Commission Act. Did you know that not having your name is an offense against the Federal Republic of Nigeria? I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of that, but that's the position. Okay, the law provides, and I think I should come to you on that. What's the provision of the law with respect to that? The law provides that everybody must be registered in Nigeria. Be a foreigner as long as you're going to stay for at least 2 years.
2 years in Nigeria. Even a foreigner has to be registered and have a national identification number, because that's the full meaning of NI. And I even understand that children are supposed to be registered, because at the moment, presently, what happens with children who are about to register for senior secondary completion exams are expected to do so with their. I think that measure has also caused a lot of Nigerians to be registered, apart from the threats to block lines that telephone lines that was issued some years ago, which caused a reluctant human beings like to go and get registered, because somebody like me, I proudly say I registered since 2013.
That's not long enough. I registered in 2010.
I registered in 2013. So that's the position of the law. Every Nigerian is expected to register and be assigned an identification number. And what I even found interesting was the fact that foreigners, as long as you're staying in Nigeria up to 2 years, you are expected to be identified as well, given an identification number. So ordinarily I thought that, well, Nigeria wants to identify its citizens, but I didn't know that it's a crime if you are not registered. So Nigeria is saying, you don't bring yourself for us to identify you and give you a number, you're committing an offense. That's punishable.
Are you sure you're doing the right thing? Because now that we are putting it out in the air, tomorrow the policeman will stop you on the road and ask you for your name. You have a name and he tells you you're committing an offense. I mean, this is Nigeria. A lot of things happen. They check your particulars in order. They ask for your name, and you say you don't have a name. How can you not produce your name upon demand? You've seen it happen before with road safety.
Not necessarily. No, I haven't. But the NIMC, the National Identification Management Commission Act, came out in 2007. Though lots of people don't know about it, lots of people didn't avert their minds to it, but it came into force in 2020. That was when people became aware of it, because of the, like she said, the compulsory linkage of the SIMs, telephone numbers to the national identity number. So from now on, it is a crime if you don't have the national identity number.
It has been a crime since. Nigerians don't follow the law. Because if we did follow the law, a lot of us would have been in custody by now.
Most people don't know about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Most people don't know about it. That is actually a crime.
Okay, now that you've mentioned the police standing by the road to ask you for it, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that because when I look at tax laws, it is the tax the revenue,
revenue court.
No, like the board of like the revenue service that's supposed to prosecute people who default. I don't think the police can come to you and say you
No, but the
didn't pay
police
tax.
omnibus.
You didn't pay
I
tax.
think it's a
so
general enforcement.
Yeah, generally it's the police that enforce laws with respect to criminal laws. Generally, it's them. Others are specialized agencies. Okay, but the police are involved largely in 90% of it.
I know because and why I'm bringing this up. I also remember when we were talking about Mesoma and Jam prosecuting for
Jam.
breaking offenses. You had said that it is Jam that's supposed to take it to court. So if they decide not to,
No, Jam is supposed to be like the complainants.
that's what
But not like the prosecutors. They complain, they will be the witnesses to the police does the prosecution. So that's what I meant when I said Jam will take him to her to court, right? Now
okay. Right now, okay, like in that hard case that everybody got to know eventually that she did commit that fraud. Why didn't the police go arrest her? She committed a crime.
no, you see, it's not just about committing an offense. You can commit an offense and the police choose not to prosecute. The police might choose. But the complainant, who is now in this case Jam, would say we don't want to press charges, as they said, right? We just want to make it a civil transaction, bar her from writing a further exams, for the next 3 years. We are considering her age, we don't want to offend some sensibilities of some people. That's okay. The law allows that.
So does a similar thing not apply for
It applies. That's why
NIMC?
they have considered. Yeah, they've considered that if they want to prosecute, they need prosecutors to prosecute at least 90 million Nigerians, from babies to old women.
So what you're now indirectly saying that making it a crime is story.
Not necessarily story. It's the law. 100,000 naira, not less than 100,000 naira fine,
yes,
or 6 months imprisonment or both. That's the punishment. So if you are found culpable, just confirm, check yourself. You know you have not registered. You better go get registered, because very soon the long arm of the law will catch up with you. You say, I'm a good person, I'm a good citizen, I don't commit offense, or ask you for your name. You don't have a name, you are an offender, you can be prosecuted. Alright, let's get down to the main discussion of the day. Very recently, the paramount rulers of especially the Oro ethnic nationalities, the Okolo ethnic nationalities, the Anan ethnic extractions of Akwa Ibom State were on the streets, especially they had women in front of the State House of Assembly protesting a law, an amendment of the law creating the Supreme Council of Chiefs, right? And according to them, the law makes the tribes of Oron and Anang second-class citizens by the way the law has composed the headship of the traditional rulers council. So a lot of issues arose from some of them were largely ethical, but mostly they were legal issues that came from one was whether or not women had the right to protest or demonstrate in front of the State House Assembly. Secondly, whether the making of such law in any way infracts on the rights of citizens of Nigeria, having regards to Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, and also some fallout of it, which included that there was a pending suit against the final enactment or amendment of that law. The House of Assembly ignored finally. They called for an injunction. They accepted, went ahead and made the amendment into law. So that's what we are looking at today. So I think I'll start with you. You had a very good brief on the transaction leading to the context. What can you recall about it?
Well, we used to have a law which was responsible for the body Council of chiefs. And that law, the amendment sought to change the body to Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers. Note, they are no longer referred to as Council of Chiefs. They are referred to as Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers. And then it made some other changes, whereas before the law had the council was superintended by, I don't think there was a president and there was a chairman, all of whom had 2 years tenure. So the amendment now brought in a position of President General, Vice President 1, Vice President 2, and a chairman plus the paramount rulers in Akwa State. So the contention here, the disagreement, what's causing disaffection is the fact that the law now provides that the President General should be the Okwibom of Okwibomi Bibio. That position of President General goes to whoever is the Okwibomi Bibio. Then Vice President 1 will go to, is it who's the one that's the equivalent of Okwibomi Bibio of Anna. Then Vice President 2 is for Ata Oro. So these positions are no longer tenured. It belongs to whoever holds that office, and when you are dead, whoever succeeds you as Okwibom comes in and takes over as President General, while whoever succeeds the dead Ataro comes in and takes over as Vice President 2. Whoever succeeds the Tayefen and takes over as Vice President 1. While the chairman is still 2 years, and it rotates among the senatorial districts. You pick from, maybe if the chairman came from one senatorial district, the primary ruler from one senatorial district, after 2 years, the next chairman comes from another senatorial district. So what is causing the disaffection? Everybody is protesting that why do you put the president, make it a fixed office for somebody from Ibibio? Because the law states that it gives that position to Ibibio as the largest ethnic group. Then president goes to Anna as the second largest, while the vice president too goes to Oron as the third largest ethnic group. So that's where everybody is, the impression is you have assigned number 1 position to the BBOs, number 2 to the Anams, and so you have classified Akwa Ibom State citizens into first class, second class, and third class.
I think we take a break, and then when we come back, we will open the phone lines and we have a further discussion on how, on the legalities of these issues. So break.
She's the only one allowed by grossly. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the Constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigeria Police Force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian Police Force.
No, my Lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My Lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My Lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is
my Lord.
this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord. These cases are in court, my Lord. I'm just reminding your Lordship.
My Lord, sorry, my Lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people. But there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigeria Police Force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian police.
No, my Lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My Lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My Lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is
my
this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord. These cases are in court, my Lord. I'm just reminding your Lordship.
My Lord, sorry, my Lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
All right, welcome back to Legally Speaking. I still have Johanna Sen and Itini Basi. We have been talking extensively on other issues that now we want to dwell on the issue of the Traditional Rulers Council of Akwa Ibom State, the protests and the complaints following the amendment of their act, recognizing the body. Okay, so Hannah has expressed or explain the transactions leading to it. The phone lines are now open for your information. You can call in, ask questions, and make contributions whilst the program is going on. Hannah has extensively explained the transactions leading to it, which included that a tribe, the Ibibio tribe, has been nominated by the law to be the leading tribe, and the Okwibom meaning the head of the Ibibio tribe, will be the President General of the Council of Traditional Rulers, and the second largest tribe, as specified by that law, not by census or anyway, by the law. The law says the second largest tribe is the Anang tribe, and they will take the position of the vice president, the first vice president. And the second vice president will go to the Oro tribe. Now there is an Obulo tribe that claims they are not Oro, they are not Anangs. They speak a different dialect, they have a very different cultural background, and they've not been recognized. They are not taken into consideration. Maybe they will have to go back to River State, alright, because they are the Angoni angle of Akwa Ibom State, or maybe they have to create a position called the third vice president, in which case everybody in Tumbonus will wake up to say we also need a position. Okay, so but that's how it is, and it has caused a lot of dissatisfaction. But what are the legal issues coming up from the whole transaction? First, there was a protest by women. They blocked the House of Assembly and tried to express their grievances. Did they have a right in law to do that? Maybe I'm looking at the fact that they are not traditional rulers. How does the law affect them? Yes, it is.
Yes, the laws are made in every country. It's for the citizens of that country, or made in any state. It's for the citizens of that state, people in that state. So the law affects them adversely, whether they are traditional rulers or they are not traditional rulers. And everybody, according to the provisions of the Constitution, has the right to peaceful gathering, has the right to freedom of expression, conscience, and all of that. And also, the law are based on the Constitution, says that nobody should be discriminated against. So the women
by virtue of their tribe.
Yes, by virtue of
as
their tribe.
Origin, color of skin, height and age.
Yes.
And now they feel that they have been discriminated
Their
against
rights have been trampled
by the virtue of where they come from. Right, Hannah, but I'm looking at it also from a standpoint that this law is to guide the activities and affairs of the traditional rulers in Akwa Ibom State, not their subjects. Should the subject complain for them, or they should have left them to rise and fall on their district?
Well, like we already said earlier, the sentiment is that giving the position permanently of President General to Ibibio is giving the impression that the law considers Ibibio
the largest tribe
as the most important.
The firstborn.
Yes, the firstborn as the most important of all the people in the state. So it has now ceased to be a paramount ruler thing. People from these ethnic groups are thinking, why are you giving the impression that because we are not Ibibio, that the Ibibio, we are using a law to stylishly declare that the Ibibio are the most superior, so they have the rulership position for life. So
I keep hearing people now refer to themselves as first class citizens, second class citizens, and third class citizens, and the non-citizens.
And the non-class
citizens. Well, you see, most times when laws are made, they have those ripple effects, into other sectors that were not even imagined would happen. Because come political period, there will be that clamor. Somebody would say the rotation should be between Ibibio's Anang and Oro, not a senatorial districts. Uyo senatorial district and Ikore as it were, which included areas like Obolos, right? But now when you're saying Oro, Eket, and Obolos are nowhere to be found. There will be nowhere to be found, which I think is why the protest is ongoing. But
let me ask, do the Obolos have a paramount ruler?
They do.
Is there a local government that is strictly for the Obolos?
There's a local government called Eastern Obolo.
Okay.
Yes, Eastern Obolo, and it's a very, very formidable local government, and they have a paramount ruler from there.
So everybody from there.
And don't forget that very recently they had a fight with the Korabasi people. They were claiming land, and a lot of people were slaughtered because they felt they were the Korabasi people were visitors or the other way around.
Okay.
And somebody now wanted to install himself as the owner of the land. I don't want to state the facts properly or improperly. They know their facts. So they won't say I was siding one side to say we had the land or the other person had the land. So that's what happened back then, just at the twilight of the last administration. And it's so unfortunate that at the onset of the present administration, an issue which clearly sidelines Obolo is cropping up. And that's where I think their complaints are.
It's not even the Obolos that are complaining. If you see letters that were written, it was with IFN and
yes, that are seen as second and third class citizens.
So we are just bringing in the Obolos.
Yeah, like Etini has said. Etini has, okay, the phone lines are open. The numbers to call will be 090-222-31011. I repeat that number, 090-222-31011. There is an alternative number to call, which is 070-454-17707. I repeat that alternative number, 070-454-17707. Okay, let's come back this way. I think I had said that every citizen has the right to protest and peacefully, I think there was an underscoring word, peacefully demonstrate, show disapproval to certain issues that bother him. And it's a constitutional provision.
Yes.
It's also a democratic provision. They were right to have protested. Yes, even when we asked the question, they protested on behalf of some other person's problem. But you explain also better that that person's problem has a spiral effect on the whole nation. So it's not about the paramount rulers.
Yes.
It's smuggled in from there. Before you know it will spread to all the fabric of the state.
Yes.
And a new problem would have been born. Okay? Now, part of what you said was that the matter had gone to court. I don't know if you had mentioned that yet.
Yes, I understand that there was an injunction served on the interim injunction served on the Parliament, the House of Assembly, on the 22nd. Now there was a public hearing on the 19th of September.
Okay.
And what's a public hearing? I have to confess first of all that I wasn't aware that there are public hearings for bills that are about to be passed into law.
Now you're aware.
Yeah, that means that people come and listen and express their opinion if they are dissatisfied with provisions of the bill. They will say it with the intention that the lawmakers now consider, because laws are supposed to be what everybody has agreed we want to be our law, right? Representatives are there to represent people. So I guess that's the purpose of a public hearing. You come and listen to this law we're about to pass, and are you in agreement that this is a law we want for ourselves? So according to them, they went to the public hearing and they stated their discontentment with some of the provisions, expecting that the lawmakers will consider it and not pass the law as it was, the way they had written it, the bill, the way they had written it before presenting for public hearing. But and then since they suspected that the lawmakers were going to go ahead and pass it in the raw form without considering their input, their inputs during the public hearing, they went to court and secured an injunction.
Let's take Toledo. Toledo, welcome to the show. Welcome.
I want to quickly say, contribute regarding this law, the traditional rulers law and all about the saga that is going on. I want to quickly say that in as much as we know that every law is made for the people and not people for the law, and any law obnoxious to human race is subject to amendment. And I want to quickly say that the issue of politicizing everything in Nigeria calls for concern, because most times the politics that we are playing tends to divide us apart, tear us apart, and we tend also to forget where we come from. That traditional heritage that we have, where we come from, what is our rights and all that is eroding every day. So I want to say that anything that will bring rancor, disunity among us should be discarded. And as far as I'm concerned, before the law was passed, they were public, gathering that people were giving their inputs. It was also read in the floor of the State Assembly for 3 consecutive times before it was passed. Then the governor now assented to it. So if people doesn't love what is going on, or they understand the terms of that law was not understood by all, I think the best thing that they're supposed to do is to go to the courts and amend the law to suit the people, not to fight and not to bring this harmony or to protest to that extent of putting Akwa Ibom State in a very wrong map. That is my stand. But let me also use this your forum to congratulate the governor, Pastor Moino, for his victory in the tribunal. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, thank you very much, Toledo. Yeah, you've heard his opinion. He's concluding that it was a public hearing. It was read at the floor of the House, and it looks like a perfect deal, right? But if you consider the March, the first, second, and third hearing was done. I think one day. The public hearing was done 19th.
19.
And the final draft 22.
22nd.
22nd.
It was passed
so was it a weekend before then? And the governor signed it on the 22nd, the same day it was passed into law.
Yes.
Is that how bills are done? I mean, what happened at the public hearing? He has not also said whether the discussion or the inputs made at the public hearing was translated into the draft and then make law. Was there even a time to sit down and assess what transpired at the public hearing with a view to make it all going just following process? You know, there are things we do by way of fulfilling righteousness. Okay, if I want to fulfill righteousness, I say, okay, publish an advertisement for the office of Secretary to Law Partners and Associates. That is published. Meanwhile, I've hired the person already, and 2,000 people come file application which I will not look at. Some of the applications are first class. I wouldn't even touch a copy to. And I said, well, we published and people applied. We conducted interview and we picked the person we wanted. Meanwhile, the person that was picked probably never even attended the interview. So I guess this is a part of what happened with respect to this traditional rulers law. I guess because if I don't know if you have a chronology of those days.
Well, I only know that the public hearing took place on the 19th, and then the law was passed on the 22nd, while the president of the Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers was installed on the 23rd.
Okay.
But he has mentioned they're going to court. And these people had gone to secure an interim injunction which they served on the house on that same 22nd. Because according to them, they had suspected that the inputs on the 19th during the public hearing.
The 19th was a Tuesday, and the 22nd was a Friday. The installation was on a Saturday.
Saturday, 23rd was Saturday, yes.
Okay.
So he has mentioned going to court. He said there's a reason for a public hearing, okay, for public to
make inputs.
This law is about us. We are to decide what we want to be law, so we don't consider this as proper. And that's the reason for the public. So you hear what the public thinks of the law you are about to, the bill you're about to pass into law.
Hello.
Now these people went on.
Hello, welcome to the Legally Speaking.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I'm Joe calling from you.
Joe from you. Go on, sir.
I want to first commend you for your very objective analysis of this issue. I'm talking about the Traditional Rulers Council, the recent bill. And congratulations for this objectivity.
Thank you very much.
That said, I want to say that we notice this whole bill has a whole lot of political undertone. First, it was said that the paramount rulers were there with the former governor, a meeting was held, but you and I know that this was just a matter of summoning the paramount rulers and telling them, okay, this is it. The truth is that no paramount ruler would be allowed to have a say in such a meeting. So it was something that the then governor probably had already taken a decision, and then it was just a matter of communicating to them that, okay, you're going to have some review in the Traditional Rulers Council of Crown State, period. So that's it. And then the state public hearing that was done, to what extent were the views of other paramount rulers taken into consideration? The governor not this said during the Thanksgiving that, why didn't you say, why are you now suing you? For crying out loud, we know that those paramount rulers had sued you. But their voices were not taken into consideration. So the question now is, even if they didn't sue you, then how come they went and obtained a court injunction? That's a way of legally suing you, which they did lawfully. And those views were not taken into consideration. And why was there haste in passage of that law after the public hearing? Second, why the haste in signing the bill into law despite the tendency of a court injunction? These are the issues. I think, with respect to our governor in his good heart, they should go back, the House should go back, review that law in the best interest of the peace. You know, the government campaigned under the umbrella of maintain peace movement. And for crying out loud, this bill is not maintaining the peace that has been in existence in our province. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My humble submission.
Thank you very much. We're grateful. All right, I think Joy is also capturing what we're trying to capture.
Yeah.
But you were going towards the court action.
Yes, I was going towards the court action. They went to court, and this was 19th. They went for the public hearing, and they served injunction to the House on 22nd. So I understand that when you use the word interim injunction, it should be pending something. What did they present to the court? What did they tell the court to tell them, the House, not to pass the law?
When there is an interim injunction, there is always a substantive suit beneath it. And the interim injunction is to stay something, to prevent an action from happening, pending when the substantive suit, like the real suit, would be determined by the courts.
Well, so I think the real suit in this case was an attempt by the paramount rulers to say, we don't like this law, it is not organic. Remember the word organic? It is not organic, it was not originated, it did not originate from us. Yes. Somebody brought it and imposed it on us. It didn't even give us an opportunity to look at it. When we looked at it, we saw some faults, we tried to raise this fault, and they are going ahead with it. Court, please stop them from going ahead until we have come together and agreed on what should be the law. Okay? Because, like you said, law shouldn't be something imposed on others. Yes. It should be something that comes from within us. They need to amend this law to accommodate this lesson, because there was already a law which I don't think they were dissatisfied with. But if they were dissatisfied with that law, they probably had areas they wanted amendments with, and that is why peace would have been maintained naturally. Okay? But when you bring out a new law that seems to say, okay, we recognize you as a body, but this is how you'll be operating from now on. You'll be Akpan, you'll be Udo, you'll be Udo. Everybody's like, why do you pick for us who should be Akpan and Udo? Why do you make it live? Why don't you rotate it? Okay? Within the first, second vice president. At the demise of the president, the first vice takes over. At the demise of that, the person that is second vice takes over. And rotates, I think that would have been very easy to follow. Hello? Yes.
Calling back. I want to find out, considering the hasty nature of that law that we are just talking about now.
Okay.
Like have you also considered the itinerary of that ceremony? The swearing in of that man 23rd being the day of our birthday, the birthday of our Bible state.
Okay.
Can we also link it to that?
Yes, we can. We can, in the sense that we cannot always do things with a fire brigade approach.
Okay, so that is why I'm saying that the best thing to be done is to go back to the court. Like the governor said, that if they are not, the law is, contradictory, that they should send it back to the State House of Assembly for, proper documents. I think they should do that. Why I'm saying this is I'm trying to, let people see they need to maintain unity.
Exactly.
Another thing, and brotherly good that we have among us.
Exactly.
So that we will not continue to politicize it and create problems. Thank you very much.
I agree with you exactly. I agree with you too. You see,
Constitution, the section 1 of the Constitution, which says that any law that is inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution should be set aside, should not.
It's not avoid.
Yes, it's not
to the extent of that contradiction.
Yes, to the extent of that contradiction.
Which is true. And trying to make one person higher than the other, creating a tribe and calling them larger.
For me, maybe they do not. They want to. They claim they're not singing like that. But what bothers me is the injunction, the court injunction that was ignored.
Now, at the point of ignoring the injunction of the court, whatever you do when the court has a stay, is of no moment. We like optics. I think that's the problem with us. We like optics. 23rd is an anniversary. What do we do? What can we show people? okay, let's showcase a new Okui boom. And in the hurry to showcase a new Okui boom, they made errors, they made mistakes. Now, why must Nigerians always make laws?
It
and
wasn't
at the point of
showcasing a new Okui, it was showcasing the new president of the Council of Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers.
Let's show. Now, but you saw what happened. It backfired. Rather than have jubilation, you had disdain, discord, taunting, and it defeated the purpose. So why did you rush to it? Yes. You would have just laid back and say, okay, what do they want? You call all of them together, an overnight meeting, and you tell the House, please, if that amendment will be ignored, let's amend it so that we go on peacefully. And you amend it properly and pass it properly into law. But when you sit back to say the moment was still tight, we had a lot of things on our hands, we should have dropped some things from the plates. Not everything should be taken, right?
I'm still concerned about ignoring injunction.
So when you ignore a court order, anything done is ultra virus. You don't have powers at that moment to do whatever you did. It will be set aside. That's the position of the law.
Because ignoring that injunction looks as if it makes me wonder whether the traditional rulers, the bodies that went to court, were wrong, or the court that issued the injunction was wrong in issuing the
it wasn't wrong.
Injunction.
It wasn't wrong. What ought to not normally happen, which is what is going to happen from now on, is that these matters will be taken to the court, and the court, the places, the contradictions or the contradictions or the conflicts with the positions that are in conflict with the provision of the Constitution will be set aside. On the second hand, the House of Assembly might have to bite their tongue and review and file and probably pass a new amendment into law. All right, I consider our time. I think we are totally out of time. We have to run away and allow time for some other programs. Okay, so Anna, was the last word?
Lawmakers, we should try to do things according to what had been set, had been put down in the law.
Okay.
Yeah, and we should try to carry everyone along whatever laws are proposed to be made.
All right, thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Tini. Listeners and viewers, that's how far we are going on. We will go on legally speaking for today. I pray and hope everything we do from now till same time next week when we meet again will be legal.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.